All right, happy Friday to everybody. Today I am working a very odd Kyle Busch number 5 Rice Krispie treats. So this car is a full wrap car. Thanks to Travis. Travis had some extra decals he sent over to me. Building this car, this is the only set I have. And so as you can see, all that I've got on, got this piece on kind of in this order, right? So I put this roof piece on, this front piece on, and then here, and then this big side piece I put on yesterday. And you can see I call this the tri-state area, right? This is where it's very difficult on some of these full wrap cars to get it to line up, and that's the best that I could do right there. As you can see, it's not perfect. It's a little tiny gap there, and then here. But putting it on, stretching it out, because it had to be stretched in order to get all the way back here. And yeah, it was not fun. And I'm getting ready to do the other side for this video. This doesn't line up a little bit. You can see there's a little bit of a gap back here. But getting it on and getting it to look nice right here in this area, because this is, you can see this, how this comes up and over. You got to work this spot a lot. Takes a lot of time to work this to get it down nice and smooth. And again, that's about as best as I could do right there. So this little grill on the front will be the last piece I put on. This piece will be last, and then the little B pillar here will be last. So that's what I've got. Let's get to work. So this has been sitting in the water for, I don't know, a good 5 minutes now. So, and I got my hands washed, so they're clean, ready to go and do great things with this decal effort. So I like to pick it up on the back here. Just kind of get some excess water off, and then lay it like this. I'm going to use Microsol. I haven't put on any yet, but I will definitely be using it because I've got to stretch it. So you can see, get this back here, this here, and this. Yeah, I'm going to have to stretch it in order for that to be as close to the back there and still hit that front spot there. So not too concerned about this just yet. That'll move around. Kind of start in the middle and kind of work my way like this, pulling it apart. See how that flexes? I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it does stretch. It does stretch. And as you can see, I'm going to need it to stretch to hit that and to be as close to this back as possible. Again, there's no rush. You know, there's no rush on this. You got plenty of time. The water's fuzzy on my thumb there. You know, if it starts drying and not stretching, then you know I can always add a little bit more water. Hope you guys are doing well. I am doing well. change of temperature here, November 5th. You can hear maybe in the background the furnace running. Got the heat cranked up. I got into the 30s last night here in Northern Virginia, and you know that's cold for up here, or for here. Alright, so I'm not bad back here. I think I'm just resound to the fact that there'll be a gap, but I don't want that gap. I don't want that. So let's get some microsole, shake it up just a little bit, and this will help it stretch a little bit more. Like I said, this softens it up. That's what this does with the decal. It softens it up. And I just kind of, you know, liberally lay it across here. Definitely going to need it back here where it goes across this rear fender, so that will lay flat back there. Actually, it sounds like I got my hot water heater and my furnace running at the same time. Natural gas bill is going to be jumping up. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, for you guys, just, you know, as I go down this tangent, rabbit hole, so to say, for you guys, I was looking at the demographics of people that watch my videos, and it was funny. Between male and female, it was 100% male. The last 30 days, I didn't have a single account look at my video that was tied to a female. I thought that was hilarious. But after, you know, being married for, you know, 25 plus years now, I would say maybe about 10 years ago, I completely threw my arms up in the air, and I said to my wife, I said, you put the thermostat on whatever you want to. We had argued so much, you know, because I want it cooler, she wants it hotter, and in the summertime she wants it cooler and I want it hotter, and I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna bite the bullet, and whatever she wants it on, I don't care. I will live and I will pay for whatever the result is. So for you younger guys, just be prepared. I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying just be prepared. Because that can be an issue. And probably will be a sticking point in your family. If it isn't already. Alright, so you can see when I apply the microsole, you know, it softens up with the decal that's already there. But I gotta pull this up closer here, and it looks like I'm just gonna have a small little gap there where the black's gonna show through. Ever so slightly right there. So you can see I got it here. And here, but there's this little wedge right there. By the way, this decal is super soft right now, and I'm trying, you know, they're pointed, but they're not like, you know, super sharp pointy, these little tweezers. So when I'm moving this, I'm kind of using like a soft side, and I'm super careful because, and I've done this before, right? You push down and you push into the decal and you do this and it rips it. So you've got to be super careful when you're doing that. And that's why I kind of like to bring my finger in here, trying to keep it from sticking to the decal. But yeah, it looks like it's not gonna. Stretch. Let's see how I am back here. I want to make sure this is nice and smooth and flat up against there. Okay, so this isn't too bad back here. Pull this up just a little bit. Alright, so let me get a little bit of water here. Because sometimes when you put a lot of, like I put a lot of the microsole on it, it gets soft, and then when it dries, it's still soft, but it's dry, and it just seems more prone to rip. And so I want to just wet it down, kind of dilute that a little bit. I got to get this wet up here because I'm going to have to move that around here in a little bit. As you can see here, got that coming down. Yeah. And I've got to watch my fingernails. So I did this on a different die cast. As I was pushing here, my fingernail clipped the spoiler and just scratched it and removed the black paint. And so, you know, when you're messing around with these die casts, especially custom die casts, they're not as they're just not going to be as durable as a die cast from Lionel. Unfortunately, no matter how many coats of sealer you put on it, the paint adhering is not going to be as strong as, you know, what comes from, you know, Lionel from China and their process, right, of you know, wrapping the cars and getting them to stick on there. So you got to be careful. You know, if you're either buying custom die casts or you're making them, they just seem to be you know, more prone to scratching and chipping than the die cast from Lionel. So I've had some people over the years, you know, buy my die cast for their kids, and I think that's awesome, right? But at the same point, you gotta be careful and kind of manage your expectations, because if you're buying them for your 10, 12-year-old and they plan on playing with them like, you know, like they do with their other cars, Matchbox cars or whatever, they're gonna have to expect it ain't gonna last. So, alright, the reason I'm doing this is because it's not, there's a little gap right there. So, trying to lift. I don't want any of the microsole. I don't need it any softer than it already is. And let's see. Okay, there we go. So I didn't want to use my tweezers to lift because it was super soft, right? Here we go. So just pull it a little bit, get it to stretch a little bit, and meet up down here, like so. See how we're looking here. So unfortunately I've got this little gap there. But it looks like everywhere else looks pretty good. Oops. Gotta watch that. Okay. Okay, right now I'm just kind of being careful my fingers don't stick to it. Right? Like I said, I put water over it after the microsole so it wouldn't be so tacky as I tried to handle it now. And yeah, you can see it. You got to be careful. Your fingers will stick to it. And yeah, I've got it in place now. I don't want to lift it off. So you can see, look at that. Look at the microsole, how it traveled down across here. So I applied it up here and it worked its way all the way down here to wrinkle that. I hate that. So I got to be careful here. Make sure I squeeze that down and it doesn't dry like that. That's one of the problems with, just kind of liberally throwing the microsole down there. I probably should have been a little bit more careful. By the way, once you start sealing the car, I've done this before where, I seal an area, but I haven't finished putting the decals on, and then use this microsole, it will do that and make a mess, even if it's got sealer on it. So you got to be super careful. I mean, you can apply it like I did, as long as you look around and make sure you're flattening out those creases. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to have a little bit of gap there and a little gap there. Yeah, that's just the way it's going to be, unfortunately. How are we doing here? Okay. It's pretty dry now, so this actually seemed to be a little bit easier, this area, than the other side. The other side worked me over, but this side seems to be pretty easy around here, getting this to lay flat right in this area. Okay. Okay, I see there's like a little bubble in there. Not the end of the world, but if I see it, I want to try to squeeze it out of there, Okay. Okay. A little crease right there. Okay. Oops. I probably should put these other little pieces in the water a few minutes ago. At least that was my plan. Let's see how quickly they'll be able to to get applied. Shouldn't take too long. This is not too difficult down here. These decals get wet and they get ready to go. So let me show you what else I have going on while that's sitting there. So I'm working this. I've got this piece on here, and I just have to work the M and the McDelivery and the fuel tank, fuel door. So, like I've said, you know, the M is a pain. I've got to trim it here, this little part of the golden arches, and then, you know, up above here and then down. So, got to trim along the back side here, but I'll do that later. It's kind of a time-consuming process. I have finished decaling this other decal set that Travis sent me, the Honey Smacks. I threw yellow rims on it, I think from a Joey Logano car, and I don't know, I thought it was unique. So I love Honey Smacks. Oh, used to eat that cereal all the time growing up. Loved them, just loved them. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way this has turned out so far. Now I can start decaling it. So one problem I'm having, so I decided to make this number 78 Sherry Strong Truex car pink, but as you can see, I had some problems with my paint, and it kind of wrinkled on me. See that? Right along the hood there. And then look at the side. I just got it too heavy. So you got a little bubble there. Fortunately, the decals are going to hide the bubbles. Look at the bubbles on the back. Right here. So the decals will hide it, but I'm going to get some sandpaper and sand it down. Little wrinkle on the back. Just got the paint too heavy. Just got the paint too heavy, guys. And a little bit here. So what I do, outside of, like, you know, dipping it back in the paint solution, what I do is, like I said, I look and see what's going to be covered by decal. Not a problem. Just want to make sure the surface is smooth. So I'm going to sand this down a little bit back here, just a little bit, to got to get that smooth, because that won't be seen. But what probably will be seen is this hood. So what I do is I try to apply a number of coats of the clear sealer to help fill in the gaps and smooth it out as I apply layer upon layer. So I'll show you that, how that works. It's not going to be perfect. You can see that? Look at that. Sometimes my painting is not the best. And that just shows you the imperfection of this hobby. You know, it's not a perfect job, and sometimes you've got that kind of stuff to deal with when you're working. Whether it's, you know, painting should be pretty easy. I don't normally screw that up, but sometimes I do. All right. So here I'm trying to get the bow tie right in the middle, primarily between there. I don't know what that is. It's something on the grill there. I'll get that off later. Okay. And now let's kind of spread it like this. looks pretty good. Next, is this B-pillar decal. And here I'm just trying to just line it up. Okay. Get rid of this. And I've already trimmed this significantly, so that would fit in there. But you can see why I put this on after I put this on. You see the overlap? And if I did this first and then this, I would overlap that eye. So, yeah, wait until last to put this piece on here. This isn't too bad because the trunk pins are not so prominent where it's a problem trying to get this to conform over top of them. That's kind of what I'm doing now, getting the water out and pressing down in these areas where the trunk pins are. Yeah. That's it, guys. Now I pretty much just let it dry. I'll probably come back, I don't know, like a half an hour or so and just kind of see how everything is dried, if I've got any creases that I need to work out. And then go after, tomorrow, start sealing it up and making sure that everything is as good as it can possibly be. So, yeah. Hate that it doesn't line up here, but sometimes you just have to live with the imperfection of things. So, all in all, looking at the whole car, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Alright guys, thanks for watching. It's a little bit of sausage making here today. But hope you guys have a blessed day. Enjoy your weekend. And we will see you in the next video. Alright, take care.